got our ports in place. It's time to go on to the next part of our project here. I've got this crack along the wall here where we just need to open that up as well. I like to do all of my concrete breaking and grinding and everything all at once, and that way, you know, it makes a big mess, so it just gets the mess out of the way for everything. And you only have to clean up once rather than cleaning up 20 times. And this way you can just do all your grouting at once, and you just leave the project overnight and you can carry on the next day. So that's basically the plan this morning here. Now I'm using an air hammer here, and this makes the job go so much faster. You can do this with just a hand chisel, but it's going to take a while. Basically my plan here is to just go along and chisel everything out, and then I've got my air hose handy that I just blow it out and then sweep up the mess. Now this does make a lot of dust, so if you've got allergies or asthma or something like that, you can't stand a whole lot of dust, make sure you wear a mask as well. Your usual safety protection. This is very noisy, especially in a confined area. Make sure you wear your hearing protection, and please wear a face shield. You don't need to get a rock chip flying in your eye, and they really hurt on the face too. So just suit up and have at her. Change of plans here. I had initially said I was going to cover this with this big crack here and fill it in with a high strength rapid set concrete. But instead of that, I have decided instead, since the Sikafix has expanded to fill most of the gap anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to use a can of big gap foam filler, and since it's going to be behind the wall anyways, it's not like it's ever going to be walked on or anything. It's not going to be real that big of a deal, but this stuff will actually fill the rest of the gap, and it is a closed cell insulation, so it'll fill and close off anything and stop any water penetration anyway. So I figure that's probably just as good, maybe a little less effort. So basically, we're just going to fill the gap in. Now I'm using the big gap filler. You can get this stuff a little less expensive for around windows and doors and stuff and general purposes. But this one here is designed for filling big gaps, which are about 1 inch, which is what we have here. So I'm just going to run a bead of this along here, and we're going to close the gap that way. And make sure you shake the stuff good. Again, make sure you got your gloves on, and then you just simply stick it in the hole and give it a quick squirt. So let's get started here. now the final step you need to do is to clean up your mess after you're done foaming. As you can see, the foam's had a chance to expand and cure, and it's kind of bubbled up out of the hole. So the easiest way I've found is to just use one of these little flat spatulas they're used for drywall, and you just simply place it flat on the edge and just scrape underneath, and just use it to just lift and remove the foam. That it takes a little bit of elbow grease, but that's par for the course. The little knobs here, they just knock off like that, and if they bend, well, we'll just cut the tube off. Take a knife or cut a snipper or something, scissors, whatever. Just cut that tube off, and once you get it all cleaned up, then you're ready to start your project. Okay, the final step we need to do in fixing our floor here, we've got this short section of horizontal crack which is not leaking, so we're just going to patch this with Plamatop XS, which is polymer modified reinforced concrete, fast setting, and so we'll be ready to go in half an hour here. I've already pre-soaked the crack here so that it doesn't suck all the moisture out of our concrete, and things will actually stick nicely to it. And what I'm going to do now, just going to mix up my concrete. Again, this stuff is very fast setting. It's like the stuff we put on the wall, only not quite as fast. The stuff we put on the wall sets in like 2 minutes. This stuff here, you've got maybe 20 minutes to work with it, 15, 20 minutes. Not very long, again, but but still, you don't need a whole heck of a lot of water. You just take a little bit of the powder and start mixing the water here. Add as you need. You want a thick peanut butter-like paste. Is what you're after. And once you've got your cement mixed up here, then we just simply put it into the crack, just like so. Only mix up small batches at a time. If you need more, mix up more. So like I say, you haven't got a very long working time with this stuff. So but this stuff will just permanently close off this crack so that it won't even want to try and leak in the future. So but you can use this on horizontal crack. Well, actually, you can use this on vertical cracks too. The reason I used the polyurethane filler on the wall is because it was an active leak. Well, at least it was active last summer anyway, because we had a whole lot of rain, and so I wanted to make absolutely certain I got deep into the crack. And sealed it off permanently, because I'm going to be putting a wall over it, and I won't have any access to it after I put the wall on it. But like I said, this is not leaking or anything, so it's just a matter of repairing the concrete. There we go. is I'll just put the last of the little bit that I mixed up in there. And spread it out so that somewhat sort of semi-smooth. Doesn't really matter too much because I'm going to be actually covering it with styrofoam next. So this is another thing that I'm never going to have to see or work with again, but I'll just smooth out the big bumps so it doesn't lift my styrofoam at all. And you just go over it with a larger knife. Smooth it off nicely. And ta-da, you're all done. That's all there is to it. Now you're ready to do your cleanup and start your main construction. Have a good day.